I think that was accurate from the video game. From what people told me that they had the gay couple in it, but that's the most you saw was them kissing. So in this is like, hey, we needed real gay representation. We want to see gay sex on the screen. This is where these groups, it's not enough that the characters are represented or they have characters in this. They want actually a visual sexual depiction in all of these TV shows and everything. I don't even know where to start with this. This is for Breitbart. So apparently the LGBT groups are suggesting that, hey, the show is not gay enough. LGBTQ mob rips HBO's Last of Us after teen lesbian sex scene was cut out. Now,
teenagers,
yes. Minors.
Right. Because this is the actress that is playing Abby. This is the one who kills Joel, Pedro Pascal's character. And also in the show, see, Bella Ramsey, who is identifying as non-binary, also winds up, because we find out in the second Last of Us video game from a few years ago that, okay, suddenly Ellie is a lesbian. And the main character of the game switches after Joel dies and it becomes Ellie. So basically all the fans of the original game got shafted for the second one, and that's why they sold about a third as many copies as they did the first one. So I thought there was a picture of it here. I guess there's not. I must have had it saved somewhere else. But they had a copy of the video game scene, a picture, and something that they were expecting here. Because there's a scene where in the video game that the character of Ellie, Bella Ramsey's character, and another girl who lives in the town that they're sheltered in from the zombies, they're in bed together, snuggling, and all this kind of stuff. And apparently this was not put into the episode that people expected it to be. So LGBTQ activists are ripping the second season of HBO's hit video game adapted drama, The Last of Us, after news broke that a lesbian sex scene between two teenage stars was cut. With the airing of the second season's episode, gay fans are comparing the TV version to its video game predecessor and finding that a key gay moment from the video game was left out of the dramatized version of the zombie apocalypse story. The Last of Us Part 2 video game, upon which Season 2 of the TV version is based, the characters of Ellie, Bella Ramsey, and Diana, Isabella Merced, are seen having sexual relations. But gay activists were chagrined this week when the appropriate time in the plot came and went in the TV broadcast and no sex scene was included. Now, for those of you who watched it, the scene in there where they're dancing, that little barn dance thing or whatever, the two girls are dancing together, that was in it right out of the video game or from the week before, but they left the sex scene out. I'm wondering if we won't hear from Warner Brothers down the road, because I'm sure somebody probably made a decision up there deliberately to keep that out. Which is probably not the worst idea. It should be pointed out that both Ellie and Diana are teenage girls in this dramatized version of the game. The first season did include a brief scene showing Ellie kissing her friend Riley, so the series did establish the teenaged characters' lesbian proclivities at least once already. But the next LGBTQ moment seems to have passed without acknowledgement, and Pink News is worried that the lesbian romance will remain unrealized. This is what people are mad about.
Me watching the show is going to remain unrealized.
Same.
Did you guys play the video games? How was it received in the video game?
I haven't played.
I have not played them. I know a lot of people who have. So again, the first Last of Us video game, extremely popular. Over 35 million copies of that game sold, which is an enormous video game sale. The second one, the most up-to-date data I could find showed maybe about 10 to 12 million copies. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that they eliminated the very popular main character to replace him effectively with Ellie as the lead, and then in the same breath made her, a lesbian strong woman. It's kind of the typical thing that all of Hollywood and gaming was engaging in at that point, where you had very popular, strong male leads, because again, these video games are overwhelmingly has an audience demographic that is men, right? Yeah. They're not any women playing the video games like this, but they're not nearly as many as the dudes that are playing them. And as Michelle and Tabitha so frequently like to point out, is the fact that women like strong male characters too. You know, we how many times have we seen to this point, just in the last few years, of erasing masculinity in movies and television and video games, replacing them with the big, female superhero lead or something, and the games and the TV shows, they flop because the women don't want to watch it either. Hollywood thinks, hey, if we just put a really strong lesbian female character in there, all the guys will keep playing it, and then all the girls will show up too, and we'll sell 60 million copies. Nope, they sold like 12. So that's kind of where this is going wrong for them. But according to Pink News, they say, quote, some fans therefore think it's unlikely we'll get to see the moment between Ellie and Dina elsewhere in the season. They wrote, despite the fears of LGBTQ activists, though, season 2 co-star Isabella Merced has insisted that there's a lot of LGBTQ representation in this season and promised that, quote, the gays are going to be fed.
Ew.
That is such a weird statement.
Especially when you're referring to teenagers.
Yeah.
Especially when you're referring to teenagers. Don't worry. We'll give you guys what you want. What is it that you're wanting? Exactly.
Yeah. Gays
I mean, it's HBO. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Merced also claimed the series had hired, quote, a gay woman to edit at least one of the episodes. That deserves an Emmy right there.
Maybe it was that episode. Maybe she looked at it and went, wait a second, I don't want men fetishizing lesbian relationships between teen girls.
Girls, yeah.
And I'd rather just take it out. Maybe that was the episode.
The actress Merced also insisted that, quote, going as authentic as possible with the LGBTQ angles for the season.
And what does that even mean? Because it's like we're supposed to look at homosexuals like regular people, okay? I don't go around looking at Valiant Renegade thinking, I wonder if he's as authentically straight as possible.
I thought you were going somewhere totally different with that one.
I'm so
never let them know your next move. I'm just saying though, like so if these two girls are in the show, I mean, from what I'm understanding, both girls were in the show. They are known to be lesbians, but there was no sex scene. So because there's no sex scene, they're not depicted as proper, authentic lesbians. That is where we have a problem. You gonna be gay, go ahead, be gay. But the being, whatever your sexual orientation is not who you are as a person. So if these two girls, if their only identifiable factor of their humanness is that they're into girls, and this is what we want to see more of, that's weird.
Yeah,
that's bad.
I know.
Yeah.
Just real quick, this was the companion piece, that's from.
I wasn't ready.
That's from season 1. Just to let you know,
we need the one guy that asked the same question on the red carpet. Like, is this the gayest Star Wars ever? Like,
the guy from Variety, yeah.
With this show, like, so how gay is season 2?
Sounds like that monster secretary from Monsters Inc.
Yeah. Last of Us star Isabella Merced is thrilled that the, quote, gays are going to be fed in season 2. This is how they fed the gays in season 1. You had Ron from the Parks and Rec. All of a sudden, I just forgot his name. Nick Offerman, right? He played, and I think that was accurate from the video game. From what people told me, that they had the gay couple in it, but that's the most you saw was them kissing. So this is like, hey, we needed real gay representation. We want to see gay sex on the screen. This is where these groups. It's not enough that the characters are represented or they have characters in this. They want actually a visual sexual depiction in all of these TV shows and everything. Because this is not the first kind of time that we've heard these same groups, in fact, the same kind of publications like Pink News, that come out and they whine and moan that it wasn't gay enough. These were all the same people that were upset. Buzz Lightyear, the Lightyear movie from Disney 2-3 years ago that bombed miserably, when they put some semblance of that gay lesbian couple that was in the kids movie back in, but what they got wasn't enough. They complained that it wasn't enough. They wanted to see more of the gayness in the children's movie, in the Lightyear movie from Pixar. I guess the fact that it lost like $200 million wasn't enough. They wanted it to lose even more money. So I don't know, but this is the video, I guess.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
There's
no, not her.
That's
Not
Ellie.
her.
That's Bella Ramsey. That's what I'm like. You put them side by side. This is just not.
She's cute.
Yeah, that's a little scene from the dance there.
I just wasn't gonna say it, but
Look, there. I could have been really mean because somebody had asked if this was a picture of Bella Ramsey, and they put a picture of Sloth from the Goonies up. I was like, well, I could use that in the show, but I'll defer.
I
See?
did use her picture to describe fetal alcohol syndrome to my husband when he asked me why I can't drink alcohol while I'm pregnant. So
That's her and Greta Thunberg.
Devil's advocate.
I probably
where-
shouldn't confess to that, but 1 in 25 Americans are undiagnosed fetal alcohol syndrome babies. So
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.